day, everyone. Welcome to our symposium, where another topic would be shared by our guest of speakers for today. So, to formally start our symposium, let us first formally introduce to yourself. So, I am Mr. Phil J. Zhao. But before anything else, let us first have an activity entitled Guess and Filming. Are you all excited? Alright, very good to hear. So the mechanics of this game is that we have a jumbled letters and the only thing you do is to rearrange it in order to form a word. So tell me if how many correct answers did you get after the activity. So let's start. Can you guess what word is this? If your answer is Gregor Mendel, then you're right. How about this one? If your answer is chromosomes, then you're right. And lastly, if you got the perfect score, then congratulations! So based on the activity earlier, do you have any idea about the topic that we are going to discuss for today's video? Yes, you're right. Today, we are going to tackle about the introduction of Mendelian genetics. So, at the end of our discussions, we are expecting that you should be able to define the terms of Mendelian genetics, recognize the father of genetics, and articulate the importance of Mendelian genetics in real-life situation. And here is our first speaker.
Good day everyone, once again I am Alea Metopales, and now I am going to present to you the terminology of our topic, which is the Mendelian genetics. So as we go along with our topic today, please be guided with these words in order for you to understand what is our topic all about. The first is alleles. Alleles, it has different version of the same gene. Cross-fertilization, it is the fusion of male and female gametes from different individuals of the same species. Next is genetics. Genetics is the study of heredity and duration. Genotype, it is the genetic makeup of an organism and it represents through capital letters or small letters. The next one is heredity. Heredity is the passing of characteristics from one generation to the next. Next is the heterozygous. It has two different alleles for a trait. Homozygous, it has two identical alleles for a trait. Next is the phenotype. It refers to the outward appearance of an organism. Example of this is the color and shape of an organism. Lastly is true breeding. It is an organism must be homozygous for every trait for which it is considered as true breeding.
I am Isaila Pacao Neliorque. So who is Gregor Mendel? A monk, a teacher, a biologist. Gregor Mendel is known today as the father of modern genetics. Gregor Mendel's experiment of pea plants was fundamental in establishing the field of modern genetics. So Gregor Johann Mendel was born on July 22, 1822, and what was Austria, now also known as the Czech Republic. Gregor Mendel is a very smart student. He excelled a lot in school, and with that, he became an Augustinian monk to further his education. He was given the name Gregor when he entered the monastery. Then the monastery then sent him to the University of Vienna, where he furthered his study about science, math, chemistry, and botany, where he then brought back home to use in his teaching. Since he accepted a teaching position in the monastery of Brno, After completing his university studies, it was during this time that his very famous experiment about pea plants has started. So before Mendel, people thought that we equally inherit our traits from our parent A and our parent B with equal proportions. With Mendel's discovery on his experiment on pea plants, he found out instead that there were dominant and recessive traits in all organisms. So those traits were passed down physically based upon the mixing of genes between our two parents, and then this story is then named as the law of segregation. So, he also discovered the law of independent assortment and the law of dominant and recessive. So, Gregor Mendel's research was disregarded almost by everyone, and it wasn't until the early 19th century, after his death, that those words were appreciated. After his death, all of his experiment has been appreciated, and now it serves as the basics and the foundation of genetics and heredity. So, Gregor Mendel died at 1884 at the age of 62, and his work laid the foundation of modern gene therapy and now the basics of some of the most exciting discoveries in medicine and currently in the near future. That is the story of the father of genetics, which is Gregor Mendel. And now, let us learn on why did Gregor Mendel experimented specifically on pea plants when there are many other kinds of plants.
Hello everyone, I am Maricruz Acopiado Abad and I'm going to discuss the reason why Gregor Mendel chooses pea plants as a research organism in genetic experiment. So why Gregor Mendel uses pea plants in his genetic experiments? So the first reason, it is small and easy to grow. Plants are easy to grow because it has a special ability to use nitrogen, fixing bacteria in their roots, which absorbs additional nitrogen from their environment. So next we have matures quickly. Matures quickly, they are ready to harvest even at the 60 to 70 days after planting, which is only for about 2 months. The third one produces many offsprings. It is one of the useful features of pea plants, which includes their rapid life cycle and production of lots of seeds. Pea plants also typically self-fertilize, meaning that the same plant makes both the sperm and the egg that come together in fertilization. It has a short generation time. It generates over a short period of time. The processing for this plant can be controlled, either self-pollination or cross-pollination. It also comes in different varieties or comes in many varieties. These are the examples of different varieties. Different seed forms. The seed forms like round, wrinkled, seed color yellow, green, pod form inflated or constricted, pod color either green or yellow, flower color purple, white, flower position, the axial and terminal, stem length, tall and short. So these are the different kinds of peas. That's all. So the benefits of using pea plants as an organism in his experiments is he can easily control their fertilization by transferring pollen with a small paintbrush through self or cross fertilization. This plant also contains both male and female parts. It had the traits that were easily observable. For example, is being tall or short.
I am Samuel Dale Napingkit. So next, let's proceed with the 7 different pea plant traits. Mendel worked with 7 distinct characteristics of pea plants, which are plant height, pod shape and color, seed shape and color, and flower position and color. He carefully sorted out the progeny derived from the parent plants, which on these characteristics and counted the number that inherited each character. As a result of these studies, he discovered that these inheritable traits were passed on by the parents and were distributed among the resulting offspring in definitive mathematical ratios. which established specific laws of inheritance for the first time. For example, with seed color, he showed that when a yellow pea and green pea were cross-pollinated, the resulting offspring of plants always produce yellow seeds. However, in the next generation of plants, the green peas appeared as a ratio of 1 by 3, or green to yellow. These studies also recognized that some traits were dominant while others were recessive. This example shows that yellow was the dominant trait.
And that was our presentation for today's video.
I hope that you learned something from our topic. If you have some clarifications, just comment down below.
And once again, we are your guest speakers for today.
I am Mr. Philip J. Chow.
I am Sila Piliorca. I am Mary Chris A. Abad.
And I am Samuel Day Labigpit.
And I am Alea Mitopolis. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.